Hello and welcome. I was supposed to be in Delhi today. So, yesterday I said this also that I was not sure if I will be able to do 5 at 5. Some of you who follow me know that, I was tweeting from the airport. I went to the airport at 8:30 and my flight was at 10:25, the Vistara. We were about to board. We were actually taken into the departure gate into the flight, and thereafter we were told that there was some hard landing for the incoming flight, and the flight was delayed by 5 hours. So from 10:25, the flight was delayed till 4 o'clock. It made no sense because my interview with Justin Langer was fixed for 2:30, and there was no way that I could make that interview. As a result, I had to come out of the airport, come home. So here I am with 5 at 5 in front of you. Today, let me divide the show. Obviously, Justin Langer on Sanjiv Goenka and KL Rahul. The full interview with Justin Langer will be played at 6 p.m. Please make note. Justin Langer full interview at 6 p.m. A long 20-minute interview on everything. Will Justin Langer apply? Will Justin Langer apply for the job of the Indian head coach? Will Justin Langer, apply for the job of the Indian head coach? Does KL Rahul has he been mentally impacted by this controversy? How is his mental frame? Has Sanjeev Goenka and KL Rahul met after that and have they talked it out? Was Justin Langer present there? Did he hear the conversation and what does he think of it? All of the questions have been asked. And, the question of interference that was doing the rounds, that in IPL the owners interfere too much. Is that the case with Lucknow Super Giants? All of the questions have been asked of Justin Langer, and you will hear the full interview at 6 p.m. and he's a straight talker. He's an absolute straight talker. So you can listen to Justin Langer on his LSG perspective. Sanjeev Goenka KL Rahul controversy. Is he applying for the India coach's job? India's chances in the World Cup. Has KL Rahul been mentally sort of distracted since? Has Sanjeev Goenka and KL Rahul met since? Or what is going on in the LSG camp? So this is the Justin Langer Sanjeev Goenka part, and I will play a part of the Justin Langer interview as part of this show also, so that you get a clear flavor and you will understand whether Justin Langer has opened up or is Boria making it up. Because we see these clickbait kind of headlines, right, where people say oh X and Y, but eventually there is nothing. So am I trying to do a clickbait headline, or am I actually telling you the truth about the Justin Langer interview, that he has actually opened up and spilled the beans on this entire controversy, saying that he was actually there? But what else is on the show? Venky Mysore, speaking to me, talks at length about the impact of Gautam Gambhir. So Kolkata Night Riders and the impact of Gautam Gambhir. Was it his call? Was it Gautam Gambhir's call to promote Sunil Narayan at the top of the order? What has been the kind of captaincy of Shreyas Iyer? Why did Kolkata Night Riders continue to back Mitchell Stark? Are they confident of going the distance? The Gautam Gambhir Chandrakant Pandit partnership, the impact of Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan, and the Kolkata Night Riders backing of Sunil Narayan. So all of that as part of the Venky Mysore interview. If you want to watch the full interview, you can actually go to all or any of the Rev Sports platforms. We have put out the interview at 12 noon. It is already viral. Loads of KKR fan clubs have already taken it up and have quoted it. But if you want to watch the Venky Mysore interview, you can go there and watch. What else is on the show? Also on the show is Manika Batra making it uh, to the top 25 of the world rankings. Now that is very very significant. Manika Batra making it to the top 25 of the world rankings, the first ever Indian female to do so. So that's a huge achievement. And again, we had spoken to Manika Batra first up. So that's something that is also on the show. Let me start with KKR and I will go to the Sanjeev Goenka KL Rahul controversy soon after. And Rohan, if you are in the back end, if there's anything that you want me to answer, kindly let me know. So as far as Shayan Mukhopadhyay, will now Sanjeev Goenka have media trials due to the controversy with an Indian cricket team player? Just a thought, maybe a bad one. He already had a media trial, and he was questioned. Shayan, a very good question this is. He already had a media trial, multiple days he was abused. KL Rahul, I mean, a lot of people commented on it. What exactly was spoken? That was my point. I mean, what exactly was spoken? And I've got nothing to do with Sanjeev Goenka or KL Rahul here. and I'm taking absolutely no sides, and I'm going to make this very, very clear. I asked Justin Langer straight questions, upfront questions, and you can hear the full interview. You will also hear the clip. But Shayan, very good point that I do think that he had a media trial. Coming back to KKR, I asked Gautam Gambhir about the conversation that was withdrawn. That video was withdrawn by KKR. Let us play that clip and let me answer that question. Rohan, if you can play that Venky Mysore clip where he dismissed the rumors that was going around as far as Rohit Sharma and Abhishek Nair are concerned. First clip on this 5 at 5. Venky Mysore answers the Rohit Sharma rumor. Take a look.
I think it's I didn't even know about it. There was some routine, storm in a teacup. I think there's nothing to it. So I think it was a conversation. They're good friends from God knows how long. So somebody has done something there just to create some mischief, I think. But I don't think there was anything. I spoke with both of them. They were talking about something else, and it was kind of some people have too much time on their hands. That's all I can say. So.
So there you go, Venky Mysore dismissing that rumor, not reading anything into it about Rohit Sharma's conversation with Abhishek Nair. So that was something that one had to mention. Rohit Sharma and Abhishek Nair. Good evening, Boria sir. Rohit Sharkar. Kindly give your opinion on Impact Sub. I've actually said this, on Impact Sub. What do you think of the Impact Sub rule? Has it impacted negatively? Wholesome opinion on the rule. Thank you. Quickly digressing, because I need to answer this from Rohit Sharkar. Rohit, I actually think the Impact Sub rule has taken the all-rounder out of the equation. So if you see Shivam Dubey, for example, Shivam Dubey has been made part of the Indian team, but we don't know how much he can bowl or how he will bowl, because he hasn't bowled much. Because if he's the replacement for Hardik Pandya, we know he can bat brilliantly and hit the ball long. But how does he bowl? Is he in form? We don't know any of this yet, right? So we need to know more, and I think the Impact Sub rule has impacted. And by the way, Rohit, kindly listen into Justin Langer. Justin Langer has also talked about the Impact Sub rule and how it has impacted this particular IPL and has changed the dynamic in this particular IPL. So listen into that interview at 6 p.m. Once again, I say Justin Langer on multiple issues: the Sanjiv Goenka KL Rahul controversy, on whether he will apply for the India coaching job, on this particular IPL, on KL Rahul and pressure. Is KL Rahul mentally distracted? Has it impacted him? The Lucknow Super Giants, is there interference from the ownership? I've asked him all questions, including the Impact Sub rule. So Rohit Sharkar, kindly take a look at that, because I think you will enjoy that particular interview. Coming back to the Kolkata Night Riders again, one person who has been given a lot of credit by everybody, and very rightly so, has been Gautam Gambhir. So it was very natural for me to ask Venky Mysore about the impact that Gautam Gambhir has had on this particular KKR team. If you look at that side, uh, okay, done. So Rohan, kindly tell me once you are ready. Okay, just message me once you are ready with both these clips, and I will toss to both these clips. So Rohan is producing the show from the back end and is kind of, sort of continuously updating me on what's going on. So I asked Venky Mysore actually about the impact of Gautam Gambhir. I mean, the Sunil Narayan call, which has completely changed the fortunes of KKR. Whose call was that? Actually, was it Gautam Gambhir's call? Was it Chandrakant Pandit's call? Was it whose call? And thereafter, I asked what impact, I mean, the decisiveness that we have seen. Because if you take a look at that team, there's hardly any change. I mean, Mitchell Stark was brought in, yes, in the auction. But other than that, if you take a look at that side, Phil Salt, again at the behest of Gautam Gambhir, was it a Gautam Gambhir call? And the second question that really was intriguing for me was Sunil Narayan. Last season, a highest of 18, and this season, look at the man, 182 strike rate, 460 plus runs, the best player of the IPL. What an incredible contribution from the man. And batting, bowling, in every department, Sunil Narayan has been stellar for the Kolkata Night Riders. So one needs to see what Sunil Narayan is doing. So who took the Sunil Narayan call? Because Kolkata Night Riders, even when Sunil Narayan was undergoing that problem with his bowling action, they stood by. they stood by Sunil Narayan. This is a pretty longish clip. It's about 2.5 minutes. So watch this clip. Rohan, kindly play the 2.5 minute clip. Venky Mysore on the impact of Gautam Gambhir, and was it his call to promote Sunil Narayan, and the Sunil Narayan treatment of KKR? Have they protected Sunil Narayan from the start? So can you, are we ready? Are we ready? Yes, we are. Okay. Can we have the clip, please, Rohan?
God has been kind, and the support we've received from our fans, well-wishers like you, I think all of that is very, very gratifying and great to be in this position. But as we remind ourselves, a lot of cricket left, so we're not taking anything for granted. But no, I think when you ask me what have we done right, this T20 format is such that there's hardly been much of a tinkering or change in our team. As you know, in the auction we did a little bit, of course. The big buy that we had and whatnot, we can talk about that. But I think it's just sometimes it's just a little bit of changes to some of the combinations. Gautam coming in definitely has made a big difference in terms of just the energy and the intensity and the will to win that he brings. And Chandu has worked very hard last year to get the team to kind of where he wanted it to be. So, as they say, God willing, hopefully the stars are aligning.
One thing I have to say, and this is not about Gautam or Chandru. Yes, Gautam's contribution, all of us are talking about, and I will ask you about him. He's a very good friend of mine, so I know how intense he is. But the Sunil Narayan call, and I remember those Carl Crow days. I remember when you all stood by him. I remember when you all were there during that bowling action thing, when he was mentally down, he was depressed. Kolkata Night Riders as a franchise, Shahrukh, yourself, everybody else backed Sunil Narayan, even when he was down in the dumps. And now look at what he's done. Can you tell me about this Sunil Narayan call and the Kolkata story with Sunil Narayan?
Well, I think the story goes back to 2012 auction, the mini auction, when nobody had seen much of him. Actually, there were hardly too many franchises bidding for him. It was just, I think, us and Mumbai who were fighting for him a little bit. We had seen him, through our affinity and our closeness to Trinidad and Tobago, and eventually we have that franchise there. But it's been an incredible story because first and foremost, he's one of those guys who is most unassuming. He has probably been the IPL player of since 2012. He's done everything you've asked him to do, but hardly people speak enough about him, to be honest. But he's happy with that because he's a very low profile guy. And I always jokingly tell him when I meet him in Trinidad during our Trinbago Night Rider campaign, he's so animated and he's so conversational and vocal. I said, what happens to you when you come back to Trinidad and the water here? But when you come to IPL, it's like monosyllables, one word, one sentence here and there. He's one of the most unassuming champions that you'll ever come across. Terrific cricketing mind, knows his game, knows the game.
So there you go, the Gautam Gambhir impact. And yes, Venky Mysore in the rest of the interview does go on to say that very categorically that it was Gautam Gambhir who took the call to promote Sunil Narayan to the top of the order. That was a Gautam Gambhir call. So if you're a Kolkata Night Riders supporter, this is one call that Gautam Gambhir has taken to promote Sunil Narayan to the top of the order. Make no mistake. And thereafter, he also talks about the Shreyas Iyer impact as a captain, that Shreyas Iyer as a captain conducted himself brilliantly well, and talks at length. If you want to watch the full interview, kindly go. Rohan, I know you've got a question. Just put out the question. Shreyas Sachinist Sarkar final abandoned hole ki hobe bhai, reserve day ache. Final abandoned hole reserve day ache, dudin abandoned hobe bole to mone hoy na. Shreyan Sachinist Sarkar. So I do think that you have your answer. Shayan Mukhopadhyay, what is the thought of Gambhir, Venky Mysore behind the buying of Star? Good one. I've actually asked that question, and if you go, you will see expensive but not effective. They are very confident, Shayan, that come the playoffs, somebody of the caliber of Mitchell Starc will be able to absorb the pressure and deliver for the Kolkata Night Riders. They are very, very confident. They are very confident, just like the way Mitchell Starc delivered in that match for the Mumbai Indians or against the Mumbai Indians. They are very confident that he will deliver. in that match, or rather in the playoff stage, now that Kolkata is more or less certain of making the top two. So they are absolutely firmly behind Mitchell Stark. They're very confident of the bye. They wanted to get Mitchell Stark and they know what he can do. So Kolkata Night Riders firmly behind Mitchell Stark. Samir Chaturvedi, ego clashes between ego clashes should not harm Indian cricket. 2-month blockbuster, but for me, Indian cricket matters the most. I completely agree with you, Samir Chaturvedi, that ego clashes should not hurt Indian cricket. But ego clashes have forever been the reality of world cricket. Take Shane Warne and Steve Waugh. But these ego clashes have also resulted in fantastic teams. Shane Warne and Steve Waugh were never the best of friends, but they presided over the best era of Australian cricket. Take Javed Miandad and Imran Khan. They presided over the best era of Pakistan cricket. Humongous achievers, people with superhuman egos, who are super achievers, they will have egos. As long as it does not impact the team's performance, we are absolutely fine. Let me come to the Sanjiv Goenka KL Rahul thing, because a continuous messaging happening, and people are asking me, so what happened? I asked Justin Langer straight questions. I asked Justin Langer, were you there? Because a lot of us have been asking what exactly was spoken. So that is the first question that I asked Justin Langer, that what exactly was spoken between Sanjiv Goenka and KL Rahul. Were you there? And Justin Langer answered he was there, and he heard the full conversation between Sanjiv Goenka and KL Rahul. I thereafter asked Justin Langer, is there interference from the ownership, and have you been able to function? Are you going to continue with Lucknow Super Giants? I asked him straight on his face, and with Justin Langer, you get straight answers. Justin Langer, I asked him, is there interference from the ownership in team selection, in matters of selection, or have you and KL Rahul been given the free hand to do what you want? Can you tell me candidly, hand on heart, what is the truth? And will you continue with the Lucknow Super Giants, or will you apply for the India coaching job? Let us now go through the Justin Langer clip on the Sanjiv Goenka KL Rahul controversy and listen to Justin Langer before I come back. And by the way, we have asked multiple questions of Justin Langer. I'm just playing one clip here as part of 5 at 5. The full interview with Justin Langer is coming on all Rev Sports platforms at 6 p.m. So we are going to stream the interview on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook at 6 p.m. from all the Rev Sports platforms and from Boria Majumdar pages. So kindly tune in if you are interested in hearing Justin Langer on this controversy, on pressure, on what impact it has had on KL Rahul. Is KL Rahul in a decent frame of mind? Is he going to continue to play? What about India and the World Cup? What about Australia and the World Cup? Also, will he throw his hat in the ring as far as the India coaching job is concerned? But for the moment, take a look at what Justin Langer said about the KL Rahul Sanjiv Goenka controversy. Here's a clip from the full interview, which will be aired at 6 p.m. Take a look. Were you bothered seeing those visuals, your owner and your captain? Because everybody wants to ask you that question. I know you've said it's a storm in a teacup, but were you bothered? And can you tell me about it?
One, I was so surprised by the reaction. It was incredible. And I've thought about this a lot over the last 4 days. There's not very many surprises in life. So one of the surprises, I've had 4 surprises in my life, and they were the 4 sexes of my daughters when they were born, because I had no idea. And then when they kept coming out, oh, it's a girl. And then it's a girl. It's a girl. 4 girls, but we didn't know leading up to it. So it was a great surprise. Okay? So when I saw that reaction the other night, it was like one of the 5th surprise of my life. Because anyone who knows Mr. Goenka or anyone who knows KL Rahul, they are the calmest, most peaceful men on the planet. So when I saw there was a bit of arms going on about, I thought, whoa, I've never seen this before, because they're both so calm. But then when I went and listened to the conversation, it was just the passion and the gesturing which looked. But actually, they were just talking about where our plan went wrong for the game. And it went wrong. We had a really bad game. Travis Head The openers for Sunrisers were brilliant. Boovie bowled beautifully to us early, and they beat us really well. And actually the conversation, that's the funny thing about this, what happened, or the aftermath of what happened. Look, no one knew what was said. And I was like, I'm so surprised, like the birth of my daughters, because I was actually heard what was said, and it was all about the plan of our game and where it went wrong. There's a bit of cricket talk. So in a lot of ways, I'm laughing about it. And we're all very, I mean, it's been such an awesome relationship so far between Mr. Goenka and Shashwat, his son, and KL and myself. It's been brilliant. It's been so chilled out. It's been so zenned out. So I was surprised by the reaction.
So tell me something, Coach. I mean, are you telling me that you've got complete freedom as far as the management is concerned in terms of making your team and taking your calls, and there's been no sort of interference from the ownership? Not
once. Zero. That's right. When I came to the IPL, one of the things that I heard about, and this is my first year with the IPL. And I heard about lots of talks about, the owners getting involved in selection and this and this. That's not my experience. Not once. 0 times. It's been incredible.
So that's the Justin Langer interview, the full interview coming your way. And as you can hear there, all hard questions, nothing sugar-coated. Was Sanjiv Goenka at fault? Was KL Rahul at fault? Was Justin Langer there to hear it? Has there been interference from the ownership? Have they got complete freedom? Will Justin Langer leave Lucknow? Will he throw his hat into the ring for India? Every single question has been asked. Will KL Rahul continue to play? Will he continue to captain? Will they continue to sort of back each other? How is he feeling? Is he mentally distracted? Has the team been derailed? Every question has been asked as part of this interview. And I will once again ask Rohan to put this clip out in the next couple of minutes. You must hear it one more time, Rohan. Can you put this clip out after I tell my viewers, about this interview a little bit more? Yes, Rohan. Give me any comment. Already heard before, Gambhir was opposing idea of playing more number of all-rounder, which was pushed by Goenka. Where did you hear that? Is this PR of Mr. Goenka? Langer has to save his work after all. Goenka must have asked him to defend him. What a nonsense. Goenka was calm. Wow, camera don't lie. Goenka was... Who says Goenka was? I don't think Justin Langer said that. He said animated conversation, and I think he said that. And by the way, Justin Langer has coached Australia. Justin Langer is one of the greatest cricketers in the world. Do you think he will save, he will lie to the camera when questions are asked for what? If he was not happy with Lucknow, do you think he will not get another coaching job? He will not get another team to coach? He will not get anything and he will continue to do PR? You think so? I don't think he said Sanjiv Goenka was calm. I thought he said animated. I thought he said all of that. I will play that clip once more for you. I think you should listen into the language. I don't have any reason to doubt Justin Langer even once. My job is to ask him the hard questions. I did. Justin Langer's job is to answer. Is he doing PR? He knows. If he is doing PR, not my concern. But the fact is, he has answered all my questions and not a single question was sugar-coated. Rohan, can you play the clip once more? I want to listen. Where did Justin Langer say Sanjiv Goenka was calm? Because if I heard him right, he said in normal situations, Sanjiv Goenka and KL Rahul are calm people, but the conversation was animated. That's what I heard when I did the interview. Can you play that clip once more, Rohan, please? Were you bothered seeing those visuals, your owner and your captain? Because everybody wants to ask you that question. I know you've said it's a storm in a teacup, but were you bothered? And can you tell me about it?
One, I was so surprised by the reaction. It was incredible. And I've thought about this a lot over the last 4 days. There's not very many surprises in life. So one of the surprises, I've had 4 surprises in my life, and they were the 4 sexes of my daughters when they were born, because I had no idea. And then when they kept coming out, oh, it's a girl. And then it's a girl. It's a girl. 4 girls, but we didn't know leading up to it. So it was a great surprise. Okay? So when I saw that reaction, the other night, it was like one of the fifth surprise of my life. Because anyone who knows Mr. Goenka or anyone who knows KL Rahul, they are the calmest, most peaceful men on the planet. So when I saw there was a bit of arms going on about, I thought, whoa, I've never seen this before because they're both so calm. But then when I went and listened to the conversation, it was just the passion and the gesturing which looked. But actually, they were just talking about where our plan went wrong for the game. And it went wrong. We had a really bad game. Travis Head, the openers for Sunrisers were brilliant. Boovie bowled beautifully to us early. And they beat us really well. And actually, the conversation, that's the funny thing about this, what happened, or the aftermath of what happened. Look, no one knew what was said. And I was like, I'm so surprised, like the birth of my daughters, because I was actually heard what was said. And it was all about the plan of our game and where it went wrong. There's a bit of cricket talk. So in a lot of ways, I'm laughing about it. And we're all very, I mean, it's been such an awesome relationship so far between Mr. Goenka and Shashwat, his son, and KL and myself. It's been brilliant. It's been so chilled out. It's been so zenned out. So I was surprised by the reaction.
So tell me something, coach. I mean, are you telling me that you've got complete freedom as far as the management is concerned in terms of making your team and taking your calls, and there's been no sort of interference from the ownership?
Not once. Zero. That's right. When I came to the IPL, one of the things that I heard about, and this is my first year with the IPL. And I heard about lots of talks about, the owners getting involved in selection and this and this. That's not my experience. Not once. 0 times.
So I think I heard it right. And he said there was animated hand movement going on and I was wondering what's on. So where is the calmness? Where did Justin Langer say that Sanjiv Goenka was calm? Can we repeat that question? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate you saying it. Appreciate you saying it. And do watch the 6 p.m. interview. And please, I have asked him every question. I have even said at the end of the interview that you should try and see if he was talking about, the Australian dressing room being kind of a nightclub. That's how they absorb pressure. And I said, why don't you do that for Lucknow and get Sanjiv Goenka and KL Rahul together at the end of the match tonight? And I actually said that. So kindly listen in to the full interview and you will know. No sugarcoating. No sugarcoating here on Red Sports. Hard question, simple, straight. There is no relationship here of any benefit. It was straight, hard questions. Sir, Salter place fill up hobe. I think Salter place Rahmanullah Gurbaz Khelben. Salt will go back to England just like Joss Butler, just like the other English players who are all part of the World T20. So Phil Salt will go back. And I think Rahmanullah Gurbaz will take his place. So that's supposedly the Kolkata Night Riders plan. But I also think that it's a side. I think Gautam already has his plan B. I think they're in the top 2, so they will have that extra opportunity. I think they've got it covered. I think they've absolutely got it covered, Kolkata Night Riders. I also said this to Gautam, to Venky Mysore, that you are the team to beat. Look at that Venky Mysore interview and you will know. But this is a good question again. Very good question about Phil Salt because he's been explosive. 460 plus runs, 182 plus average strike rate. So it has been very, very impactful. Shayon, do anyone call you Dr. Majumdar? Just curious. Yes, many do. Many do. I don't use Dr. Majumdar because I think it's a medical thing more for my PhD. Many call me Professor Majumdar because I am a full professor. So many call me Professor Majumdar. So I do use Professor far more than Doctor. But yes, many do because of the PhD. But that's long back 2003. But yes, absolutely on a Rhodes Scholarship at the University of Oxford. But I would still prefer Professor Majumdar because I think you should call a medical doctor. So that's what it is, Shayan. But thanks for asking that question. 30 minutes have flown past. In exactly 30 minutes from now, we will be showing the Justin Langer interview to you. But let me also ask some hard questions of you guys and tell me some answers. Do you think the ownership in the IPL, for example, there was a suggestion the other day that players should have a right to refuse card. I think Joy Bhattacharya mentioned this. So do you think players should have the right to refuse card? What is your take on it? It's an interesting take, definitely an interesting take. But will we go down the football rule? Will we have the transfer kind of thing in some years down the line? Will the IPL go down that route? How many retentions will there be in this particular auction? And how many captains among the existing ones will be retained? Will a KL Rahul be retained? Will a Shreyas Iyer be retained? Will obviously Hardik Pandya will be retained? Will somebody like a Kings 11 captain be retained? Sorry, the Punjab Kings captain be retained? Ruturaj, of course, will be retained. Pat Cummins, understandably, will they spend 21 crores? Will he be retained? So there are many, many questions there. Shoaib Khanrar, are you satisfied with the team selection for the T20 World Cup? I don't think we have a better team except Rinku Singh. I do think Rinku Singh should have been part of that squad because I absolutely feel for him. With Ravindra Jadeja coming to form very well, I think Akshar Patel is a bit of a luxury. I understand why Akshar has been taken because he provides that all-rounder spot. He can talk the ball. He's a very good all-round option. But if you're playing Shivam Dubey, so that's something. But I would have loved Rinku Singh. The man is distinctly unlucky. He's distinctly unlucky because he had done everything to make the Indian side. And if you're going by IPL, then why Hardik? Then why Rohit? If the IPL is a yardstick, then why these players? So if the IPL is not a yardstick, and that's why you've gone with a Rohit and a Hardik, then why not a Rinku? Give me the question, Rohan. Shayan Mukhopadhyay, what was the question? I think there should be right to refuse card. Transfer kind of thing will be better like in football. As that's exactly what I was asking. That will the IPL go down that particular route? And how many retentions, Shayan, should there be or will there be? Because clearly a mega auction is what is coming up. More than 4 players or less than 4 players? Or will it be 4 players? How many teams will want to retain all? Take the Lucknow Super Giants. Will they want to retain a Marcus Stoinis, a Nicholas Puran, and a Mayank Yadav? Is there anyone else? Will they want to retain a KL Rahul or will they let him go? Is the strike rate actually an issue? Because will they want to retain KL Rahul and continue with him as captain? Will Kolkata want to retain Shreyas Iyer? You know, all of these questions. Will Punjab Kings want to retain a Shikhar Dhawan? Or will these players not be retained? Are Pat Cummins, 21 crores, will you sacrifice that kind of money or will you let him go? These are critical questions that confront us. Shovik Kaur. Let me take this. Ron, can you flash the question? I will call Chahal selection was good point. But you know, Yatrika, I do think Chahal has value because he's a leg spinner, and leg spinners oftentimes get you wickets. So that's a wicket-taking option, I think. Shovik Kaur, why do players from England, Australia perform differently putting on their country's jersey, whereas some of our stars fail? But Shovik, not all players. What about Travis Head? What about Jake Fraser-McGurk? What about Joss Butler? I don't think these players have underperformed in the IPL at all. Joss Butler was stellar for the Rajasthan Royals last year. He's been very good in patches this year. Travis Head has been a star for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Pat Cummins has been off and on, but very, very good also. Jake Fraser-McGurk has been quite stellar. So I don't think Australian players have done badly, or for that matter, English players have done badly. Some players, yes, but that is always the name of the game. Who's this? Sanat Kaushik. Amazing to see you back with 5 at 5, Boria sir. Humbled. I mean, the kind of love, the kind of affection. Today at the airport, people coming up to me, 3 gentlemen coming up to me and saying they watched all my interviews in the multiple platforms with Vishwa Mojumdar for in his network, with Gautam Bhattacharya, with TV9, with Z, with 24 Ghanta, with Gautam Da for Kolkata TV. They've watched all my interviews. They've watched all our broadcasts on Rev Sports. They've read my stuff and they rushed to the WH Smith store to buy the book and get it signed. It's been humbling. It's been very humbling because you know what? The truth is out there. The truth is out there for everybody to read. And that's what it is. No vengeance, nothing. I wish the cricketer well, but the truth had to be told. And this is for my family, for my wife, who stood by me every single day. The 2 years were painful for her, were really, really hard. And I owed it to her, I owed it to my mother, I owed it to my family, to my colleagues to put out the book. So humbled by the support that I've received from you all and Rev Sports has received from you all. Aishwarya Roy, want to work with you, sir. Really admire your work. At some point in time, for sure. For sure, ma'am. I mean, Rev Sports is a platform for journalists and by journalists. and it is a platform for budding journalists as well. We've got senior people like Rajaraman, we've got senior people like Kannan, like Shomik Chakraborty, Shubhayan, Bharat Ramraj, we've got dear colleagues, senior people like Trisha Ghoshal, we've got fantastic youngsters. Rohan, I call him a youngster, but he's taken so much leadership. We've got young people like Shopdil, we've got Rahul, who has evolved as a reporter. We've got Snehashish. Gargi has become a fantastic anchor. We have people like Ishan. We have somebody like, we have just recruited Rohit Juglan a couple of weeks back. Fantastic reporter who's doing our Hindi stuff. I will be failing in my duty if I don't mention Devashish Sen, an absolute champion at his age, the kind of energy that he now has. So that's Rev Sports. We have someone like Umakanto who works 24/7 to keep the platform going with his administrative work. Last but not the least, Shormishta, who has stood by us, by me, hand holding me like a rock. So this is an organization by journalists, for journalists, and will be for journalists going forward. So you're welcome, ma'am. Send in your CV and we will take a look at it and we will see how we can work together. Is Ashdeep's form at death a concern for India? Absolutely yes. I have been saying this. I'm concerned about four people. First person I'm concerned about, and people will say, oh, PR for Rohit Sharma. Somebody actually tweeted today. After the Venky Mysore interview, there was a comment there. Let me read out the comment. It is important. It is important I read out that comment. Hold on. Somebody actually said to us that after that Venky Mysore interview was aired, that it was PR for Rohit Sharma, right? Let me read out the comment and I will answer. And I will answer your question also. So definitely I'll answer the question. Hold on. Venky Mysore interview. There you go. Venky Mysore interview. So there is a comment here which says, Kitna PR karega Rohit Sharma se paisa khake, and it is by A.K. Sarangi. Mr. Sarangi, how much has Rohit paid me? How much has he paid Venky, or how much has he paid you? Don't know. But is it necessary for you to really write these things and show the world that you're foolish? Maybe not. Have some self-respect. Kindly have some self-respect. Treat us with a little bit of dignity. What is the problem? I mean, you want to be cheeky, you want to be smart, but why write such stupid things? This is where social media becomes flippant. So I am concerned about Rohit Sharma's form, and I've made no qualms about it, that I'm very, very concerned about Rohit Sharma's form. Because as India's captain, Rohit Sharma needs to be there and deliver. Aishwarya Roy, you've sent me an attachment. Okay, I will take a look at your attachment, ma'am, for sure, and get back to you. You've sent me an attachment. Yes, I've got it. Writing to express sincere interest. Yes, master's degree in psychology. Aishwarya, I will certainly get back to you once I take a look at it. Thank you very much for sending me. We are getting applications from people across the country every single day. So clearly shows that Rev Sports is growing, clearly shows that people want to work with us, people love the kind of work we are doing. And by the way, it is multi-sport. Manika Batra making it to world number 24. Where did she do her first interview? With yours truly for Rev Sports. Watch that interview with Manika Batra where she says that the Saudi smash was the best she has ever played. Manika Batra was clear that the Saudi smash was the best that she has ever played. And she beat Wang Manyu, the Chinese world number 2. She said there that against Wang Manyu, she had lost 0-4 in the World Cup. To be able to come back down the first game and then to beat Wang Manyu and then to take out the world number 14 was quite sensational from Manika Batra. But coming to that Ashdeep question, yes, I am concerned about Rohit. I'm concerned about Ashdeep. I'm concerned about Hardik. I'm concerned about India's fast bowling. In the absence of Mohammad Shami, I'm seriously concerned about India's fast bowling resources, except Jasprit Bumrah. And again, no sugarcoating. As an Indian analyst, as an Indian fan, I'm seriously concerned about India's fast bowling resources because Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, Ashdeep Singh, and Hardik Pandya. I'm concerned about Siraj, though recently, the last few matches, Siraj has started to show signs, but I'm concerned still about Siraj and Ashdeep. Make no mistake. Sanat Kaushik, Also, I must say, sir, that I might have been one of the people who misunderstood you for 2 years back. Now kind of feel sad that I might have judged your situation without listening to your side of the story. Sanat makes my day, not you. Silence was construed as guilt. Silence was construed as guilt, and a lot of people misunderstood because it's the nature of the game. Social media unleashed an avalanche of vitriol on me and the family. A cricketer of national standing, putting out a series of untruths and lies on social media, peddling lies every single day. What were you to understand when you're seeing 100,000 tweets of abuse against somebody and his family? I don't blame you. That is what a social media trial is all about, and that is why banned a social media trial was a necessity. Had I not written the book, had I not put out my side of the story, you wouldn't be able to understand my perspective, Sanat. But as I said, I'm humbled. I had to serve my 2 years. You know why? Because otherwise, people would have said I'm entitled, that I have my network, I do deals, I have done a deal with the BCCI, etc., etc. Not at all. And I don't blame the board even once. What could they have done when you have a national cricketer against a journalist? It's one word against another, and against the journalist, there are 100,000 tweets or Facebook comments or posts every single day of abuse. Social media had pronounced me guilty. Everybody had pronounced me guilty. So that was the truth. And now the whole story has changed. The narrative has changed. Banned a social media trial is a bestseller around the country. And I can see whenever I go to an airport, whenever I go to a bookstore, whenever I see on social media, the whole perception, and that's what it is. Give people a chance. Give the other side a chance. Today, a gentleman by the name, and I must read this out. Today, a gentleman by the name, and he sent me a photograph soon after. I don't know if he's listening to this show. Sonavane. Sachin Sonavane, Deputy Executive Vice President, Sales of Piramal Realty. Sachin Sonavane wrote to me saying, respect for me, he's bought my book, and he sent me a photograph of him buying the book. There you go. Sachin Sonavane buying the book and writing to me because he wanted to understand my side of it. I don't even know this guy. I don't know Mr. Sonavane, but I get messages every single day from people around the world who are reading the book, who are reading Banned a Social Media Trial and writing in. That's how it is. People's perception changes. Sports fan, do you think Manika's performance came out of motivation when Shrija Akula became India #1 last month? No. It is never out of vengeance. Let me just sip a cup of tea. It is never out of vengeance. I don't think Manika's performance came out of vengeance. What I do think is Manika's performance came out of the fact that Satyan and Manika failed to qualify for the mixed doubles. And because they failed to qualify for the mixed doubles for the Olympics, there was that extra urge. Because all of us, and if you follow table tennis, I had spoken to the coaches. I had spoken to Satyan and Manika independently. I had spoken to Mamta. I had spoken to the everybody, Arun, everybody in the TTFI establishment that Manika and Satyan had a real good chance in mixed doubles. Sadly, for India, they were unable to qualify for the mixed doubles. That I think, and they were unwell at that point in time. That I think prodded Manika more. And she went on to tell me that there was a 10 to 12 day window between that competition and the Saudi smash. And she told her coach that I need to make use of this time. And look at what she's done. She's taken out the Romanian world #8. She's taken out the world #2. She's taken out the world #14. And now she tells me that if I get a clear 1.5 to 2 months ahead of the Paris Olympics, think where I can be. Shovik Kaur. Any idea when Saina Nehwal will? I doubt. One should not write off a player at all. And Saina is an absolute champion. I think the badminton revolution started with Saina Nehwal in 2008 when she beat that contest, Maria Christine Yulianti of Indonesia versus Saina Nehwal in 2008. And thereafter, All England, thereafter world #1, thereafter all of these accolades, and of course the bronze medal at the London Olympic Games. Saina Nehwal is a champion, but can she make a comeback? I really doubt it. I really doubt it that if Saina Nehwal can make a comeback. I don't want to say this. My heart doesn't believe it, but my mind says that maybe it's difficult. Ayush Sinha. So what do you make out of Gambhir unnecessarily comparing different players and bashing one of them? He said ABD cannot comment on captaincy since he hasn't won any IPL. Journalist, look, Gautam Gambhir is a clear he's a hard talking man. He has his set of beliefs and he makes his point. Take both points of view. Listen into AB de Villiers, listen into Gautam Gambhir, and make up your mind. Both are entitled to their perspectives. But what Gautam is saying, in a team sport, and I keep saying this, ultimately you need to win. AB de Villiers is one of the greatest players, make no mistake, but he hasn't won. He has hardly won anything. He has not won an IPL, he has not won anything for South Africa, but that doesn't mean that he can't comment. He's one of the greatest players of our generation. But Gautam is also entitled to his point of view. We must also understand what he is trying to say. So allow for multiple points of view, soak in both points of view, and then make up your own opinion. There is no one who's saying X is right and ABD is wrong or Gautam is wrong. I don't think this is a world where disagreements, this is a world where multiple points of view exist. This is a world where all of these things will coexist. So I would say you should allow both people to have their points of view. Mridul Sharma, Boria sir, you've asked Langer why KL Rahul did not play in middle order in the IPL, because KL Rahul has said earlier he wanted to play in the middle order in the IPL. I've asked Langer of KL Rahul under pressure. I've asked if KL Rahul has delivered based on his potential. I've asked if KL Rahul is feeling the heat. I've asked if KL Rahul, given the kind of evolution that batting has seen, a Phil Salt, a Sunil Narayan, a Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, does he think that KL Rahul trying to anchor the innings is correct or wrong? I've asked him all these questions, straight up questions that I've asked. So kindly listen into the interview at 6 p.m., which is what, 14 minutes from now. Listen into the Justin Langer interview at length at 6 p.m. And then take a call. Sports fan, how do you see Kishore Jaina's dismal performance in the Diamond League? Will he be participating more Diamond League events before Paris? He will be participating in the Federation Cup tomorrow at the Kalinga Stadium. My colleague Shubhayan Chakraborty is on his way to Bhubaneswar. Neeraj Chopra and Kishore Jaina will be participating there. Look, a Diamond League can be daunting, and I understand the 75 plus. You were slightly taken aback, and it wasn't the best from Jaina. Jaina from 77, 78 went up to 87.54. We know what he can do at the Asian Games. We know that he has trained extremely well in Australia. We know the kind of potential he has. We know what Kishore Jaina and Neeraj Chopra can do at the Olympics. So I would say this. This was just the first competition of the season for both Chopra and Jaina. So give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of time. More questions coming, but as I said, you should give Jaina a bit more time before sort of arriving at a conclusion. Okay, last couple of questions. There is one on this particular issue again on Justin Langer and KL Rahul. So let me take that. What is the question? It is in Hindi. Let me take it. What is it? This is my colleague Kannan writing, believe the man on the spot. Absolutely. I mean, to impute lies to somebody of the stature of Justin Langer, you're absolutely right, Kannan. There is no question of us imputing lies. Somebody is writing, is the backstage with Boria show still on? Absolutely, it is on. And look at the kind of people we've had on backstage with Boria. Manika Batra, recent times, across sport. We did David Miller, we did Sai Sudarshan. We have multiple players. We've done Venky Mysore. Today we've done Justin Langer. We've of course backstage with Boria show is very much on, and we will have all our Olympic champions as part of backstage with Boria. 50 minutes, time has flown past. Rohan, he's got his exams tomorrow, but he was at the back end. I'm sure he's tired by now. 10 minutes from now, folks, 10 minutes from now, the big Justin Langer interview on every Rev Sports platform, talking about the Sanjiv Goenka KL Rahul controversy, on whether Justin Langer wants to throw his hat into the ring for the India coaching job. If KL Rahul is distracted or not, is he feeling the pressure? This is the last question. LinkedIn user, as a Bengali, I always feared seeing your own people pull down those who excel. What happened to you challenges that belief. You've been an incredible journalist, and that won't change. Keep inspiring and making a difference. But I was pulled down by a Bengali, and I wanted to help a Bengali. So it's true. What you just said is absolutely true. My fault was I was trying to help a fellow Bengali and support him. And believe you me, that particular interview of this particular cricketer has zero value for me. I had Gautam Gambhir, Ashish Nehra, Sanjiv Goenka, and Pat Jindal set up. Now you decide if this cricketer would have given me more TRP. Absolutely not. In 2022, his currency was nothing. So I was actually trying to help him for sure. But of course, the rest is history. He peddled a series of untruths. I could have done Gautam Gambhir. I could have done Ashish Nehra. And if you see my interview with Ashish Nehra, I went on to ask Ashish, why are you not giving opportunities to this particular cricketer? You should give him more opportunities. So as a Bengali, I was doing my job. But what did a fellow Bengali do to me? And not to me, to my family. Because it was the cricketer who came and said, I don't want to hurt his family. And the moment he said, Brutus is an honorable man, an avalanche of vitriol was unleashed against my family. So that's what it is like. That's what it is like. And people from my own profession in journalism, a few Bengali journalists who I've helped all my life, they decided to take it out on me because I was more a competitor. That's for some other day. 51 minutes into the show, I think it's been a long one. It's been a long one, but I love talking to you. And I will again do tomorrow. I hope to do tomorrow 5 at 5. We'll do 4 days a week for sure. Friday, I'm traveling to Delhi for a number of book events. I will be doing a book event at Kunzum Cafe and doing multiple book signings in Delhi with my colleagues, Rohit Juglan and Gargi Rao joining me there. And we will do a number of things in Delhi. But Wednesday and Thursday, I will certainly try and do 5 at 5. But for the moment, thank you very much for all the questions coming in. Tune in exactly 8 minutes from now. 8 minutes from now for the Justin Langer interview. Any news about who are in the race? Team India's head coach. Absolutely. Tune in to this one tomorrow, where I will talk extensively about the head coach and give you one surprising name who might just throw his hat into the ring. But that's for tomorrow. It's been a long show. Thank you very much for watching.